Alright, so the next stage in the neurophysiological assessment is the stress movement patterns. And we're going to be looking at both rotations and then from there the quadrants, depending on which rotations are affected. Could you put your hands up like so? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate an eccentric contraction in his muscles by pushing him from an end of range. So let's turn you to the right there. So I'll be pushing him from right rotation to left rotation, causing him to contract his right rotators. And all I'm going to do initially is just feel for how rapidly he responds to my pushing. I'm going to give him plenty of opportunity to resist me. I'm going to push you, all right? Don't let me move you. I just push. And there's an immediate and strong response to that. So we'll take him the other way now into left rotation and push him from there and see what this feels. You ready? I'm going to push on you. Okay, don't let me move you. And there's a give, right there. Now, I can show you what happens if I push him through this, and you'll see both rotations. So I'm going to be pushing him from left rotation into right rotation, and don't let me move you, and you'll see him suddenly give way there. If I take him the other way, which is the stronger of the two movements, ready, don't let me move you, you'll see that it's a much more contained contraction and it gives gradually. And this is telling us, basically, that he is weak when I push him into right rotation. Then is right rotation weakness. So I'm going to be looking at two quadrants, right rotation extension and right rotation flexion. I'm not in the least bit interested at the moment in left rotation. So our test for right rotation extension will have him start at left rotation flexion. I'm going to push him into right rotation extension. Don't let me move it. And again, I'll be feeling for that initial resistance and it's not there. In fact, let's just stabilize him a bit more there. Don't let me move you. And just give him way. Now if I push him through this, you'll see what will happen. Come down. Don't let me move you. And I'll push him up. And there's a give. Okay, now we're going to check right rotation flexion, simply for a comparison, but also there may be two quadrants affected. So we'll take you back into this position there, which is left rotation extension, and I'm going to pull him down into right rotation extension to see how that feels. Ready? Don't let me move you. And there's a good strong reaction. So if I really force him through this, I really can barely get him to move, and then when he does move, it gives way gradually. So what we found is that his weakness is from left rotation to right rotation and extension. So it's when I push him up and into that direction is where he is found to be weak. Okay, what we did first off was look at the multifidus on the right side. And they were all okay. So given that he has got a weakness, one of these multifidus must be abnormal. So I'll come down and palpate the left side of the spinous processes now, the changes in multifidus bulk, and I find it right there at about L5S1, while the other side is normal. The left side of L5S1 is deep, so there is bulk loss, either hypotonicity or atrophy, or a combination of both. I've got a thing as well. Okay. Okay, so we found decreased bulk L5S1 on the left of multifidus. We're going to try to improve things both in the bulk and in the stress movement pattern by increased proprioception into L5S1 and decreasing the reflex inhibition that is there. If there is actually atrophy here, it will make no difference to this in any significant way. So all I'm going to do is come onto L5S1, L5, and basically do some fairly sloppy PAs. So we're going to wobble it basically, and we'll do this for about 7 or 8 seconds or so, and then we'll recheck the bulk and the strength of the movement pattern. So palpating for bulk now, and I know I'm cheating a little bit, but there is an increase in bulk. It's not as good as the other side, but it's better than it was, which is pretty much all you can expect after a few seconds of wobbles. And then we'll check on his stress movement pattern again, see if that's improved. So we're going to check this out and see how we've done. Let's get you down into the beginning of range of right rotation extension, and we'll just try to see what the response is initially and see if that's any better. And don't let me move, you ready? Alright, don't let me move. And it's much stronger, so let's see what happens when I try and break him now. Don't let me move yet. I can barely shift him. He's actually stronger now than the other rotation extension.